I'm just calling to see what time class is at tonight. 6:30? Alright, I'll be there, sir. Tongue si. Bye. So glad I do karate. Because there was that one time when...
It's you. I guess you'll be pleased to know that I've learned the true nature of martial arts. See, it's about strength, strength, and strength.
I don't know about all that, but see, it's about dedication and technique and the heart of the martial arts that makes it what it is. So,
I don't know what you're talking about.
let's see what you got.
Alright, bring it.
Bring it.
Huh!
Got it.
So you.
Meditation has always been an important part of the martial arts. Chinese Buddhist monks were the first to integrate spirituality into any form of stylized fighting. In the Shaolin Temple, where modern Kung Fu was born, the monks would spend at least 4 hours every day harmonizing mind and body. Meditation is intense spiritual introspection, the focus of which is calming one's mind in order to think more clearly. Every martial art carries this as its key component. Each practitioner is encouraged to find his or her meditative identity so that he or she does not fight out of blind rage, but rather in a calm, collective manner. Typically, one sits down in what is known as the lotus position, which resembles somewhat of sitting cross-legged, closes their eyes, and tries to limit their thoughts. The back is kept straight, the arms and hands gently rest in the lap, and the neck is slightly tilted forward. The reason meditation is so important is that it takes a long time to perfect. The goal of meditation is to reach enlightenment, which is the complete understanding of all things. This can take years and even lifetimes to achieve. Therefore, students are encouraged to start practicing as soon as possible, even before they have their first sparring match. Meditation is useful for a variety of things. It calms the mind, allowing the practitioner to devote greater attention to a single thought. This can help people understand much of the concept, for example, courage, loyalty, or strength.
I've attended Ishiner karate classes for more than 11 years. Though I can't quite remember why I started, I've continued studying for a number of reasons, including but not limited to the development of discipline and confidence, maintenance of regular, intense physical exercise, and a true love for the art. And for the past decade, I've been attending classes every Saturday at the Penn Hills YMCA and practiced on my own for between 30 minutes and an hour, at least 4 days a week. I think that the practice of martial arts can be an important placeholder in a child's life, and it certainly has shaped my personality. in addition to providing regular physical exercise. The practice of martial arts, I think, helps improve one's internal and external awareness, and after a while, it seems, karate improves focus and concentration. Priceless benefits, I think, that affect nearly every aspect of a person's life.
The history of martial arts around the world is complex. The development was due to many groups having to defend themselves at one time or another. This has caused fighting techniques to be developed for just that purpose. The preservation of martial arts requires many years of teaching at the hands of a good instructor to pass it on to a single generation. Given these circumstances, not all martial arts from a particular era have been passed down. However, this does not limit the beauty and significance of these styles. Usually when people consider martial arts, the first thing that comes to mind is karate, perhaps kung fu or Thai boxing, styles that all originated in Asia. It's true that Asian styles are both the most widely practiced and the oldest, but one should not limit themselves to the belief that they are the only types of martial arts. However, we shall go into the history of Asian styles right now. The teaching of martial arts in Asia has historically followed the cultural traditions of teacher-disciple apprenticeship. Students are trained in a strictly hierarchical system by a master instructor. The instructor is expected to directly supervise the students' training, and the students are expected to memorize and recite as closely as possible the rules and basic training routines of the school. There is more intention, however, to develop good character, patience, and discipline than strength. The way martial arts originated in Asia was more to defend oneself than anything else. The Shaolin monks, for instance, were easy targets for thieves. Therefore, they had to develop a style that kept them at bay so that their prized possessions and such wouldn't be stolen. They used farming tools and imitated the styles of many animals that they saw to develop a martial art, which has been passed down for centuries. Obviously, it worked rather well. Many other styles have followed suit, and now today, the modern martial arts are usually used to display discipline, art, beauty, and years of dedication instead of defending oneself, strength, and a vendetta. Martial arts with historical roots in Europe do not exist today as the same extent as Asia. Boxing as well as forms of wrestling have endured, however these have been practiced as sports instead of actual martial arts. Martial arts existed in classical European civilization, most notably in Greece, where the sport was an integral part of life. Boxing, wrestling, and pankration, meaning from pan, meaning all, and kratios, meaning power or strength, was represented in the ancient Olympic Games. The Romans produced gladiatorial combat as a public spectacle. Some traditional martial arts have been preserved in one form or another. As I've said, boxing, wrestling, archery, and fencing were preserved by being made into sports. Of course, this has changed the emphasis of these arts significantly. The history of martial arts in the Americas is rather interesting. The native peoples of North America had their own martial art training, which began in childhood. Many Native American men considered themselves warriors and trained to use bows, knives, blowguns, spears, and war clubs. War clubs were a preferred martial weapon because Native American warriors could raise their social status by killing enemies in single combat face-to-face. Warriors honed their archery and war club skills through lifelong training. Capoeira, with roots in Africa, is martial art originating in Brazil that involves a high degree of flexibility and endurance. It consists of kicks, elbows, strikes, headbutts, and sweeps. Essentially, this was created by slaves who had their hands bound and had to find a way to fight the slave owners. So as an underground movement during their free time, they practiced this art and were able to develop it into a very honed skill, and actually many of them escaped.
Everybody was kung fu